The only thing I don't know is who's live.
Hello everyone, back at the HTTC, sewing at the HTTC. We are sewing masks today. My name is Dr. von Bregalski. I am the director of the Hemophilia Treatment Center, and we want you to be able at home to sew and to craft masks as easy as possible. And this is just the first one of a series of repeated live webinars. This is Erick. He's our front desk manager, and Erick is perfect in sewing and will today go with you through the so-called Erick mask. It will sort of mimic a simple surgical mask as we are all wearing it. And you see, we are trying to do social distancing the best we can. One more reminder, masks do not replace social distancing. They are just added protection. We have Kevin here as our LDN. And next time, Kevin will show you the Kevin mask. But now it's the Erick mask. And then we have our charge nurse, Cliff, who will be in contact with you because hopefully you can join us via live chat. If you have any questions, type them into the computer, and then Cliff will read them out for you, and Erick will answer them. With that, I hand over to Erick. Let's all have fun. Erick, please begin.
Okay. So we're doing this mask today. It's like the blue one that Kevin is wearing. So basically it's the same style, has 3 folds, same size. The only thing different here is that it doesn't have the wire. Doesn't have that nose wire, yeah. But it's basically what you need is 2 pieces of 8x8. So we already pre-cut these. So they're 8x8. This one's like a denim material that is very kind of soft. This used to be a tablecloth, I think, right?
Yep.
And these are bed sheets that, by the way, Dr. Van der Goski washed in hot water, right, Dr. Van der Goski?
Correct.
So I think we wanted to mention that if you're using somebody else's machine, to wipe it down before you actually use it. So if a lot of people are using the same machine, maybe you just wipe it down. We wiped this down earlier, but if you're sharing a machine or if you're sharing anything, just make sure that you wipe it. So basically, what you do, we've been doing is we cut an 8x8, and then once you cut the 8x8, we fold it in 1 inch. So we do 1 inch fold, and then just keep going, folding it until you have 1 inch fold from an 8x8. And you do the same thing with the other one. So you have 2 pieces that are 8x8 and they're folded into 1 inch size. When you fold it, it's better to fold it with the right side up. So if you're folding it, make sure that the right side up is showing. And I'll show you why, because it's easier to fold later. So you end up with something like this. Then once you're done with this, let me grab one of these mats. What you do is you have all these folds on the fabric already. So what you want to do is you want to grab one of the folds and fold it to the half.
You have a question. How many inches on each fold?
1 inch. 1 inch. So what you do, this might be a little hard to see because of the colors, but what you do is, so each of these are 1 inch folds. You can probably get about 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. And this is doing on the right side, right side up. So what you do is you want to have the folds right in the middle. So what you do is you just grab one of the first folds and then you fold it down in half. You grab the other fold it down in half. And then you grab the third one and you fold it down in half. And what you do is you kind of press it down a little bit. I don't think this is on.
Click and play.
It's not, I mean, it's on, but it's on. So let's try this again. Yeah. So let's try it again. So we do, you have the folds, and you grab the one of the ones in the middle. So you grab one and you fold it in half. You grab the other one, you fold it in half, and the third one you fold it in half. So you just grab it and then you just put it on the ironing board and kind of press it. Yep, just like that. And you can do this with, it doesn't have to be, we tried a lot of them with bed sheets and with pillowcases. So one pillowcase, you can do about six masks. So it's gonna look like this. It's hard to see it, but maybe I'll do this.
Eric, I can grab it and hold it right in front of the monitor.
And I have 3 folds like that. I think I'm losing my voice. So that's one fold, and you grab the other one, and you press it. So you end up with another one, exactly the same, just like that. So 3 folds. And again, this is an 8x8 piece. And so what you want to do is you put these aside. And then this up. And then you grab one of them, and what you want to do is you want to sew just to keep these together. Just sew the pleats together, just with the straight stitch. And this is Victoria's machine that she kind of donated. So just grab the edge, just so it doesn't, come apart. It's easier to do it that way. So then you do the other side. And do the second one. So this is just so it's easier for you to move it around. Thank you. So you can just move it around. So you're going to end up with 2 pieces that are already folded, and you're just going to stitch the bottom and then the top, just to keep it in place so it doesn't move around. Once you have these two pieces sewn together, what you want to do is you can do two things. You can either get the elastic that we don't have. Well, let's do it this way. So you put the right side and then the right side facing together. And you get two pins too, Kevin? Oh.
And while Kevin is getting the pins, today we ran out of elastic because apparently lots of people are sewing masks and elastic has become a rare commodity. But I want to point out to you that you also can use hair ties. I just got them at CVS. Or you can use ordinary rubber bands. And then you will also notice that sometimes, a mask, every face is different, masks fit differently. So for instance, for me, this would be too much. So I can just not do this, but I can sort of crisscross the elastic or the hair tie, and with that, it will fit much, much better. You will also see that if you sew masks for your children or for larger guys with broader faces or for smaller women like myself with smaller faces, you may have to adjust this 8x8 pattern, for instance, to 7x6 or 7x5, or 9x8. So you just have to experiment around a little bit with the size so that it fits your face really well. No size fits all. But 8x8 is a good start.
So the other thing that we were using is rubber bands. These are 3.5 before they're cut, they're 2.5 in length. So if you cut them, it turned into like a 7-inch elastic, and they work pretty well. So what you can do, I'm losing my voice. So what you can,
something to drink, Eric?
no, okay. What you can do is you can do it a couple ways. Let me get closer. You can add the elastic at the very end on the outside, or you can do it on the inside. So what we're gonna do it, oh, there we go. Thank you. So let's do it on the inside so it looks a lot nicer. So what you're gonna do is you're going to put it right above the first fold. I don't know if it's hard to see. Above the first fold, and then just close this with the other one. And so you're gonna sew, close this. And you're only gonna sew halfway because you're gonna add the other. And then you lift it, you grab the other end, and you put it on the other side, close it. So now you created one of the strings. See it? That's one side already. Now you close it again, you put the other on the other side. You put the string on one end. Let's try this so you can see it better. Can you see the black one? Yeah? Okay, so let's put it here. Close it. Go halfway, you grab the other end. So now you have, the strings are inside now. If you want to see what it looks like, what you do is you just put it in, fold it inside out. And it's gonna look like this. So that's the hardest part, I think. And then what you want to do is just close it all around, but you're going to leave. When I saw it from here, and I go all the way around, and then I ended up here, and I leave this space open, this space right here open, to flip it inside out. So you go kind of like in the middle a little bit, down. Go the other side. Now you created this like a pillowcase that has an opening here. What I usually do is I trim the corners, just the ends. So that way when you fold it inside out, it's easier to push out the corners and it looks a lot better. You can trim some of the excess out too if you want. And then what you do is you flip it inside out. And first I push the corners with my finger first, all 4 corners. Grab some scissors that are not too pointy, and then just push out the ends so they can look a little bit sharper. Oops. And there it is. And so once it's done, you flip it over and you want to iron it. And from here, I usually just tuck in what I have to sew together. I tuck it in and I iron it. That way it's easier to close it.
Eric, question. If one wants to leave this little cleft here open, is it possible to put in some paper or a filter for added protection?
Yeah, you can. So you can leave it open. You can leave it open. You can even leave it open for the clip.
Oh, for the nasal prong, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so all I'm saying is, some fabrics might not be sturdy enough to prevent the spread of droplets or aerosol. So for that matter, if you feel, and every mask has to pass the so-called flame test, and for the flame test and for which fabric to choose, I just advise you to visit our HTTC channel. We have various movies and instructions on how to do that best. But if your fabric isn't tight enough, not to despair, just leave this little cleft on top of the mask and add either a Kleenex or add a coffee filter that might do the trick. And then if you really blow through your mask, you should not be able to blow out a little flame in front of you. That could be from a lighter that you use for a fireplace or for lighting cigarettes. We don't talk about cigarettes here, but you get the idea. Okay, with that I hand over to Eric.
So this is the.
Oh, yeah, I was looking for that. Okay. So here's,
this is a mask that I made out of sheets, knit sheets, and so if I didn't have a mask, I can blow it right away. But if I had a mask on, that works. Should not blow it out.
no way.
No.
And this is a real surgical mask, as we get them in the hospital.
So let's get a
blow it out.
Kleenex and see what happens.
Oh.
You see, blow it out right. Even if you double it, let me double it. Yeah.
However, if you fold the Kleenex in between two layers of fabric, it may do the trick because then you have 3 layers of fabric. You just have to try that and see what works.
So if you want to know if it works before you even, like, let's say you want to put these two together, these two patterns together, what you can do is you want to know if it works, just open them up, put them together, put them on your face, and then just blow on it.
Try.
So it doesn't work. It doesn't blow.
Doesn't blow out.
So this is done, and all you have to do at the end is just sew a stitch all around it, just like that, all around the mask. This one you can see a little bit of the white stitching around it. So you do the same thing with this. You sew it all around. If you want to leave this open, just move it around and just sew them separate. So that way you have something to put inside. You can put the edge for the bridge of the nose. We have those the folder binders, and I can show you. I can bring you one.
Questions, comments, type them in.
I guess today is our first run. We will be back to you actually next weekend with more masks and more ideas. And if you haven't talked to us today on live chat, just email us or call us, and we will be happy to answer any questions or for any ideas or next webinars. Just let us know. But this is the nose bridge that Eric is talking about.
So we saw these online. These are the folder binders that you can buy on any office supply store. So they're the ones that you put on a folder, and then you fold them, and then you put the papers in. I don't know if you've ever seen these.
Otherwise, you can also use hairpins. Some of my masks have hairpins, which are usually fast in my hair. You can easily sew them in and then adjust them to your face.
Kevin found some
Wire ties
wire ties at the 99-cent store.
for plants.
They're for plants, and then they're very flexible, and they're not too hard on your nose. So if you want to use this, these have a little sticky in the back that you can just peel. And what you do is you just basically, if you want to leave this open, you can just stick this one in. we running out of time? Are we good?
Yeah, good,
5 minutes.
as long as you need. And as long as our audience has patience.
So you can put that in, center it, and then the sticky part will stick onto the fabric. And then once that's there, you can actually mold it to your nose or adjust it to your nose. So it will be kind of bends a little bit inside. And once if you wash it and it start coming apart, you just take it out and then replace it with a new one or with the pipe cleaner. So basically this is the mask that kind of shows that blue one. So again, we start with an 8x8. We do the folds. 8x8, we do the folds, and the folds are going to be 1 inch apart. So you just fold it like a roll like this. Once you have it in a roll, or like in pleats like this, I don't know what they're called, like folds like this. Once you have it like this, you open it up again. You grab the center folds and then just start folding it in half, 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 and then you iron it to secure it a little bit. Stitch the ends on both, put them together. Now, if you don't want to do the elastic inside, you can do the elastic outside. So you can actually just seal the entire thing, and then at the end, just attach the elastic on one of the sides.
And if you have these hair elastics, you probably won't be able to sew over it with the machine without your needle breaking. I'm talking from experience, so you might have to hand sew. There is no magic there.
Do you have a paper clip? I was going to show you a trick that Peter gave me yesterday. Do you have a paper clip?
No, I don't. Paper clip, maybe I do.
So I have to wear it. I wear this all day. If you have a paper clip, maybe this is a little bit too small, but if you have a paper clip that's a little bit bigger, wearing this all day behind the ear, it kind of irritates my skin, like for a few hours or maybe.
You have a larger one?
Yeah, okay. So if you get a larger paper clip like this, I was telling Peter, our physical therapist, that it was it was bothering my ear. So he said that in the hospital, what they're doing is they have their mask, and what they do is they paper clip both ends like this. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
And so you have it like this, and now you can put it over your mouth, and it's not around your ears anymore. And it actually tightens a lot better here when it's stretched out a lot more. So then you have a paper clip in the back, and so it's not around your ear anymore. So after a while, this will also bother you in the back, the paper clip. And so what you do is just take the paper clip and you alternate between the paper clip and the ear. So you can do for a couple of hours here, and then you put the paper clip and put it in the back if it bothers you. So, and that was the solution for that. It just goes around this way. And it's pretty comfortable, actually. Actually, it's more comfortable like this than behind the ear.
Okay.
And that's that.
Okay. Well, with that, I think we conclude our first session. I hope you had some fun and you learned something. Until next week, and we will proceed next week with the Kevin mask. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Thank you. That was good.
I thought that was fine.